been concerned about the threat even before the things that have happened over the past month in Ukraine. And I would say the level of the threat has been steadily increasing, simply because maybe the bad guys have run out of targets in the normal space, and now they've found the industrial control systems, OT, utility space to be a little bit more lucrative. So we've been watching that and very concerned about it. And now, certainly with what's happening in Ukraine right now, the tensions have gone up a bit. In fact, President Biden came out and the National Security Director, Ann Neuberger, talked about we need to be paying more attention, especially around the critical infrastructure space, which includes utilities, obviously. What I can take out of that from a non-classified, unclassified perspective is that they have intelligence information that indicates to them that there is something imminent underway. And we've been concerned for years that the utilities industry, oil and gas industries, have already been compromised to a certain degree. So now, when's the other shoe going to fall? There's two. There's a myriad of things that we should be paying attention to, but two that I'm personally been focusing on, spending time with, and those are, I think, security convergence and supply chain cybersecurity. On the security convergence side, there's still a lot of organizations that are organized in these silos of security: IT security, physical security, OT security, and in many cases, maybe most cases, these organizations are not talking to each other. So an incident may happen in one of these silos that the other two aren't even aware of, when in fact there could be very real, obvious vectors between those three silos. So I think that this is one of the things that organizations really need to be focusing more on is breaking down these silos, integrating these silos. Even if you want to maintain the silos, at least bring them together where they're having conversations on a very regular basis, where they're sharing threat indicators on a very real basis, where they're sharing incident-related information on a very regular basis. It's really important because, and we've seen this happen hundreds and hundreds of times, where an event will happen in one area of a company where it could have been mitigated much earlier, saved millions of dollars in recovery costs if they'd been able to communicate between those silos. The second one is supply chain. People think about supply chain risk management as this logistical problem. Okay, we get something from point A to point B, that's our supply chain risk management. Supply chain risk management has changed, and cybersecurity has helped it change a lot. Now we're worried about, okay, who's building these microprocessors that's going into all the devices that we use on a daily basis? Who is managing the shipment of materials, and are those people trustworthy, or have they been compromised? In the utility industry, they've got to focus more on security convergence. It just has to happen. Begin integrating these silos of security. The cost savings or the cost avoidance with bringing these silos of security together are really profound. Security convergence it's a moral imperative for their organization. We see a lot of people doing is they're creating their own homegrown one-off solutions that then they have to integrate into the back end. Integrate piece of identity management here, access management over here, physical access over here, and then try to bring this together into a single pane of glass. And it very rarely works. Even if it works, the resource tail on maintaining something like that is incredible. And that's where AlertEnterprise comes in. We're able to come in literally on day one and integrate all of these things together to give you that single point of visibility and single pane of glass visibility into your entire security posture. Physical security, HR-related security, operational security, IT security. We bring this all together. So not only does it create vast efficiencies in a company that's using our technology, but the actual security posture of the company goes up dramatically. I mean, they're able to see things and react to things that they haven't been able to see or react to before. So that's the value add of AlertEnterprise.